going, guys? So you got to change the rear brakes on your W212 Mercedes-Benz E350. Well, you come to the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do the rear brakes and rotors on your Mercedes-Benz. Are you ready? Because I am. Let's get after it.
So the tools you need is a wire brush, a flathead screwdriver, a 17mm deep socket, 18mm wrench, an 18mm socket on a ratchet. Let's see if I can show it here for you. There you go. You'll need a C-clamp to compress the brakes. You'll need a T30 star bit and an H7 hex bit. You'll need some anti-seize lubricant, some brake cleaner, and some brake grease.
All right, first things first, you got to jack up the car. This was definitely a little pain and a huge learning curve, but let me show you exactly how to do it. So right now, here's my floor jack. It is literally on that rear transfer case. That is exactly where you're supposed to rear up the jack of the car so you can put jack stands on both sides. Right there. There's a transfer case dead center between both wheels. And that's the actual jack point from Mercedes. And here's an example of my jack stand. I got the jack at least somewhere on one of these two humps. So I have it on the right-hand side, right over here. And then moving over to the driver's side, I have it there. My floor is a little uneven, but these are exact jack points that you know your car's secure and not gonna roll anywhere. And just for extra precaution, I chucked the rear wheels, one stone in the front, one stone in the back. I didn't want my car rolling around anywhere. I don't want to drop this beauty. But that's exactly how you jack the car. Take off the wheels. The lug nuts are a 17mm.
Now we're gonna have to remove the two covers on the rear of the caliper.
There's one right there. I think the bottom one is like right there. Just pop these off with a flathead. And we'll get to the hex bolt. Okay, so like I said, let's get these bad boys out. Okay, here's kind of what the cap looks like. We got one cap. And the second cap. Inside the caps, there's a slider pin. You're gonna use your hex number 7 on a ratchet, because that's the only way to get in there. Not too bad. A little bit of force, but not. That cap really helps with making everything not stuck. So we took out the sliding pins. Again, here's the hex. Here's the threads. We're gonna need to lubricate these and clean these up. A trick I was reading online is the inside brake is attached to the piston of the caliper. So if we take our flathead screwdriver and put it between the brake and the rotor and we pry in that brake, I think it also tightens the piston as well as taking this off is pretty easy. But before we do that, I gotta take off this clip. Nice. Nice. Now it should be able to pop right out. You can pop out the old brake. It's got a little sensor with it. Don't worry, got a new sensor. Piston could use some more. I'll prop that bad boy up there so we're not tightening on the brake hose. Slide out this guy, and here we go. Old brakes. It was about time, I think. By the way, if you can't compress the piston, you can still use the caliper with a C-clamp. Sorry about the shots. There we go. You can still use a C-clamp to compress the piston and then pop out the old brake. Now piston's ready for reassembly whenever we get there. Now we got to take out the brake caliper bracket. There is an 18 here and an 18 down there. Break them loose, take this guy off pretty quickly. Second one, and caliper bracket is out, and it looks in good shape. Now let's take off the rotor. T30 star just pops right in there. T30. Comes right out. Could use a impact, but mine wasn't too bad. Got that out of the way. Rotor should come right off. Woo! All right, guys. That wasn't easy. This thing was on there tight. You see all my hits? The key hit it with a hammer on this face. Took me about 20 minutes, but I finally got this thing off. Woo! Okay. Per usual, clean all this up with brake clean. Hit these pieces with a wire brush. Install the bracket, 18 millimeters. Put the new brakes on. Put the new rotor, clean the rotor, put it on. I'll give you the whole shebang. Let's walk through it. You're gonna clean the rotor, inside surfaces for the shoes, back brake, and the front brake. Clean all these surfaces with some brake clean. To align everything. Nice and tight. Again, let's clean these surfaces. Put the new brakes to slide on them. I like putting a little anti-seize on the 18 millimeters. Torque figure for this guy is going to be down below. So let's put a little bit of anti-seize so it's not as hard to take off next time. Torque it down. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. All right, torqued them down. The caliper bracket is on now. What I like to do is I'm gonna put some brake grease right here on the piston and right here on this part of the caliper, because that's where the shoes of the brakes are going to sit. So put some of those grease. I'll pop in the new brake on the inner. And I also got this brake sensor. Yep, a brake sensor. So really easy, just plugs right in here, and this little section is where you pop it on the brake. I'll demonstrate it here. So I'll grease it up, put the brakes on. So here's the inner brake. There's a little bracket. This thing literally just pops right in to the piston. Just like that. So it's kind of cool how it holds it. And then we'll take outer brake caliper, and it should just slide right there. Hopefully everything is nice and snug, and then we just pop this bad boy right over. There we go, clip goes in.
we go. Boom. There is the sensor. Both sliding pins, clean them up, put some brake grease. We'll put one up here, put one down there, push them in. Again, this is with the H7. And if your technical heart desires, right there is the torque measurement to install these. Not a lot of clearance, so that torque measurement will just equal a tight snug. Of course, same with the other one. Get hand threaded in there. Very nice. Not a lot of clearance over here, but you can see we can get the job done. I'm probably saving about $500 based on the estimate from Mercedes dealer. So gladly spend 2.5 hours on a Friday night getting this done. Can't forget to put back both plugs. That's the top plug, bottom plug. This thing's sliding really nice. Once we put pressure on the brakes, the pistons will push the brakes onto the rotor. Final step before we put the wheel on is, of course, this caliper bracket. Don't know what this does, but whatever, you know the Germans. I got a new one. This old one still looks like in really good shape, so I could reuse it, but I already got a new one. So new bracket, just pop it on. There we go. A little tight, but not too bad. Bracket is on, guys. We did it. We just replaced the brakes on one side. Of course, we got to do the other, but there it is. Of course, the final step, torque it down to 85 foot-pounds. Torque measurements are going to be on the screen. But other than that, we're done. There you have it, guys. We just did the brakes on this 2011 Mercedes-Benz E350. The rear brakes, of course. On average, a local shop around my area here in Cleveland charged me around $450 to get just the rear pads and rotors done. Mercedes wanted about $600 or so. I got all the parts, all the tools for around $150, $175 plus tax and shipping. So it's really easy. I mean, saving that much money, it's a no-brainer. You gotta do this yourself. I'm gonna finish the other side. I'll do a quick time lapse, but honestly, not too bad. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up and please consider smashing that subscribe button. I love doing videos like this. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it when we're saving all that money. I love you, and we'll see you on the next one. Job well done. Now we're just doing a really simple test drive. Everything's braking okay. Got no issues.